What time did you come to the meeting? You're the consultant. You're supposed to be here before the contractor. And if you had any courtesies or even any respect for your own capability, the first thing you'd have done was to check if your contractors are here. This is the only contract you have behind schedule. In all the regions and everything, don't make me fun. Where is the PS? Where is the PS? At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30. That's why he's at the gate, because he came after 5:30. PS, I'm going to ask you a very straight question. I don't want no bluffing. Yes. Because I'm telling you, you will feel the pain if you lie to me. Are these all the projects more than 4 months behind schedule? Did you give a commencement letter? I told y'all project management requires writing. You hear what the man explanation is? That's what you can use in the court. Did you give a I'm asking for the last time, because if you can't produce a letter with a signed acceptance, we can get problem. Don't lie at these meetings. Did you issue the commencement letter? A letter. Man, y'all see why I gotta go through?
Neither one.
This is why you can't sleep at night. I can't be 1 inch. The head of the engineering department gotta be here. So why you sitting down? Is there any excuse? I just tell you our attitude of confidence. There's a no. Is there any excuse anyone would like to offer? Well, then let's part ways. Ministry of Education. PS, Minister, PS, Engineers. Swing this camera around here. How many engineers you have, PS? I can't be 1 inch. The head of the engineering department got to be here. So why you sitting on? Let your project staff stand up. Who is the head of your engineering department? Who is your lead engineer? You're an engineer? Who is the lead engineer? And who are the engineers assigned to these projects? Where are the consultants? Because all of them getting fired, you know, not only the contractors. Charles Ramjajan Contracting. And he have no representative in Georgetown? Really? Human Construction. That is what y'all taking the excuses from these people all the time. How does collect payment? At the region? How do they collect payment, PS? Answer hard. I want the country to hear. They come to the Ministry of Education to collect payment, but they can't come to a meeting where they're behind on project. Human Construction Services. Were they invited? Okay. We're making notes, eh? Antrac Engineering. So, engineer, you try to get Antrac? And y'all can't get a contractor? No, put your hands down properly and speak to me, man. You spoke to him yesterday? And you invited him to the meeting. So, PS, how you said you can't get in contact with him, and look, your engineer is right here saying he spoke to him. No, look, your engineer, this is an engineer, he's not working outside the ministry. Did he report to you? You don't report to y'all? You're the head of the engineering department. Did he report to you? So imagine the president is calling a meeting in national interest to deal with all of these contractors who have delays. and nobody would sit with the staff to check on this. It's absolute. If the engineer contacted him, then it's clear he has no interest. KNS General Construction.
Mr. President, we tried to make contact with him up to this morning and we were not unable to make contact.
You're the consultant,
Yes.
and you're unable to make contact with your contractor.
We
Do you have a staff on the site supervising this project?
Yes.
Did your staff work yesterday?
Yes.
And the contractor work yesterday?
Mr. President, we were informed about a meeting at 5:30 yesterday afternoon, and only then we were trying to start making contact with him, and we were unable to. We tried to make contact with his staff.
What time the consultant was informed? Yes? What time you spoke with the consultant? Speak now, because that is why I want everybody to hear. Tell me what time you spoke with the consultant. Because what is happening here is a reflection of poor work. The lying from the consultants, the missing of deadlines, is just for one meeting, is a reflection of their approach to the work on the ground. That is why you're having delays. You're telling me you're a consultant. You're supposed to be on the site every day. Yesterday, your consultant, your staff, and the contractor was on the ground together working, and you can't get a message to them as a consultant? That is KNS. What is the name of this consultancy? Huh? Origin? A. Organson and Son.
We didn't make contact with them.
So this ministry made contact with nobody. This ministry none of the contractors can stand up to now from this ministry. That is why we're where we are. You're the consultant again. You can't make contact with the contractor.
We didn't make contact with the contractor. Right, the contractor himself is out of the country, but he promised to have a representative here. I'm not able to say where the representative is. But we didn't make contact with him.
So let me explain to you how project management goes, because I did it myself. You're the consultant. You're paid by the state to represent our interests. You came understanding that the president has a meeting this morning. I called this meeting at 5:30, not because I don't have anything to do. It's because of the concern that I have for these projects that are more than 4 months behind schedule. You came, what time did you come to the meeting? You're the consultant. You're supposed to be here before the contractor. And if you had any courtesies or even any respect for your own capability, the first thing you'd have done was to check if your contractors are here.
We did check, sir.
And did you call him?
Again, sir, we tried to make contact. We made contact with the proprietor of the company.
No. You came this morning, you checked. Did you check this morning? Did you call him this morning when you came here and did not see him?
No.
So that is the point I'm making. It's a laissez-faire approach to this work. You're the consultant. You came this morning. You did not see the contractor who is supposed to be here under your supervision. You didn't pick up the phone and call. R&D engineering service. Another contractor in this sector. Where's this contractor engineer?
It's the same scenario, sir. We made contact with the proprietor.
And it's the same consultant. It is clear. It's the same consultant. The same consultant, the same problem, you can't make contract. I'm sure you're not on the site doing the work.
Mr. President, they aren't currently on site doing any work, so we were unable to reach out to their representative. This morning.
But you all submit this to me. But this information on those who were 4 months behind, the contractors, was submitted to me by your ministry, Priyamanichan. You had preview to this, Priyamanichan. And you should have said in your preview to this that the contractor is not behind. Supreme Contracting. No, no, representative is there. AS Construction. Who is AS Construction? Why AS not here? What?
So His Excellency is construction. When I spoke with him yesterday, he said he would be here, but he was coming out of Quibana.
Is this contract terminated?
Yes, His Excellency.
So why is this on the list? If it's terminated, it's terminated. No, 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 no. These people who are bidding, and let me say this very clearly, who are bidding just low to get the contract and can't complete the contract, there is nothing like forfeiting the contract. There is something called forfeiting the bond. And I hope the accounting officers are doing that. Contracting and putting in a bid is serious business. Because when you don't complete the work, you're holding up an entire nation. So you can't bid at a price you can't do the work and then believe you can just forfeit the work. It don't happen like that. Those who are late to the gate, make sure you let it go now. The rest are absent. The rest are not even late. They are absent. Now, let me be very clear with you. There is absolutely no excuse for these delays. Has any of these projects been completed from the time this list was completed to now? Is there anyone here who is objecting to their name being on the list? That is, their project is, in their estimation, is not more than 4 month delay. You're objecting? 2 persons. So let me hear you. Come first. No, no, no. Get a mic. Where you get... Yes. Let me hear your objection. Where are you from? Which company?
Eastern Construction Service.
Yes.
I'm from Wickham, but I got a project in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
There's a guy, he's a other contractor building a drain at the side. And I never get a go-ahead until now from the engineer.
Okay. Who is the engineer for this project? Stand up, stand up. Did you give him the go-ahead?
No, Mr. President.
Huh?
No, Mr. President.
So why is he on the list? I told y'all going to be embarrassed. If the contractor did not get the letter to commence work, how are you classifying as delayed? This is how you are taking advantage on people.
Mr. President, the instructions we received in preparation of this report is to state all projects, regardless of whatever situation it is, that has not started, and that's why it's on the list.
No, no, no. Who gave you that instruction?
My program manager, Mr. President.
What was the instruction that you got from HL? What is the instruction you gave? Beyond time. But this man time didn't start yet. Yeah, but this man, you can't, you know, you're an engineer, you're the head of the department. How the man completion time would be in effect if he didn't get the start time as yet? If the project is 6 months, and the man didn't get the start date as yet, how you count his completion date? This is not requiring no engineering science. Robson, you hear what I hear, man? The man didn't get the commencement letter yet. But I can't even. And you think that you should, there's the explanation you should give. Ron, I expect better than you. Next contractor. Let me hear you. Yeah, you understand up one at a time. The next one over there, who had an objection?
Mr.
Yeah, what's your objection now?
Mr. President, I would have only signed my contract a month and a half ago. Also, I haven't received a comments order letters yet.
Which is the contract?
BDE Recycling for number 1 canal.
Which contract is this? Number 1 canal. Who's supervising this? PS, you understand what's going on in your ministry? I asked 4 months beyond. The man didn't get the commencement letter yet.
Mr. President, on the other side visit, commencement order was issued to the contractor.
Did you give a commencement letter? I told y'all project management requires writing. You hear what the man's explanation is? That's what you can use in the court. Did you give a commencement letter as is required by contract? Yes or no?
Yes, President.
The man said he gave you the commencement letter.
No, His Excellence. No comments order letter.
Don't lie to me. Did you give I'm asking for the last time, because if you can't produce a letter with a sign and acceptance, we can get a problem. Don't lie at these meetings. Did you issue the commencement letter?
Yes, Mr. President.
A letter?
A commencement order.
Man, y'all see why I gotta go through?
Neither one.
This is why you can't sleep at night. I'm gonna ask you, P.S., you better help this young man, you know. Was a commencement letter issued?
Yes. Yes, Mr. President.
A commencement letter, a signed letter was issued.
Yes, Mr. President.
What date was it issued? P.S., go through it there, you got 5 seconds. And I want you to get a copy of the commencement letter, and y'all don't. I can hold the PS responsible for this now. PS, was a commencement letter issued?
Yes, sir.
Who signed for receiving it?
I don't know of course you signed for it. I don't, but it was sent to the contract on 30th.
What date?
September the 30th.
September the 30th, a letter was sent to you.
I haven't received any, Mr. President.
Show him the letter. You ain't gonna bluff me too, you know.
I haven't received any comments.
No. You ain't gonna bluff me,
Remy, I haven't got it.
right? Yes. No, take the mic, because when they stand up here, I want the public to see them. They ain't gonna bluff here.
Mr. President, 2 days, I think, ago, there was a major dispute between this contractor and this engineer. There's bad blood between them, terrible bad blood, that is affecting our project management. I had a meeting with both of them, sir. I'm just saying that for what it's
That's
worth.
how we manage a project, by bad blood. Man, Minister, I don't expect you to tell me, get up and tell me that. That is the government projects can't be managed between bad blood, between the engineer and the contractor. So I am going by the letter, the 30th of September. But even if the letter was issued the 30th of September, he is not 4 months. I asked for 4 months beyond. Why is he on the list, PS? You got another project you're behind on?
No, sir, that's this one.
So why is he on the list? But it was only issued on the 30th of September. I keep telling the ministers, the PSs, you have to go by, this is basic project management. Ministers, y'all don't keep their weekly meeting?
Yes, sir.
Next contractor. What's the name of your company?
A&E Construction
A&E,
and
yes.
Services. It's Moroboy in Region 8. The project is to be completed by December. I am working, so I don't know why I'm here.
So who is the engineer? Huh? So why they were invited?
Mr. President, we received an instruction that all projects that were stalled at least 2 months or projects that were 4 months beyond their completion date.
Yeah, is she 4 months beyond?
No, they were stalled before.
No, 4 months beyond the completion date. 2 months where there is no work, or 4 months. So did you work in the last 2 months? Kester, did she do any work in the last 2 months?
No, sir, they've recently started up, within the last month.
Ma'am, did you work? Did you work? Give her the mic. Yes, ma'am, tell me.
Yeah, within the last month, I started doing some work. I have equipment on site, and they're working.
So who can verify? When last did the ministry visited your site? No, you answer. You're the contractor. When last did the ministry visited your site? Why are you watching him?
Last month.
And when they visited your site last month, were you on the site?
No, I wasn't.
Who was on the site?
The persons that are doing the road.
And were they working when they visited?
Well, they were now getting equipment up and getting everything as they should.
Who visited from Public Works? You? Yes, sir. Huh?
The regional engineer, Wendell St. Pierre, he visited on September...
Is St. Clair here?
St. Pierre, he's based in Madio. He couldn't, well, not he couldn't make it out, but he's
So
based
you
in
will finish your project? No, I said you will finish it. Next contractor. Yeah.
Yeah, good morning, Excellency. My project is not behind, it's stalled.
Yeah, well, it's stalled. Why it's stalled 2 months now?
The manufacturer told us 6 weeks, and it ended up...
No, when you bid for a project, you got to take all of that variable into consideration. If the project is stalled, I will have a word just now to tell you what will be your outcome. Okay? Next. This is not excuse forum. Yes, the guy at the end, then you.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Yeah, morning.
SNS Construction is
Yeah.
represented. We didn't receive a comments letter as well from...
Which project?
Canal 1. SNS Construction.
Canal 1, who's the engineer? Stand up again, you see? It can't be that all the contractor wrong.
Mr. President, in the off-site visit, that
No.
he didn't show up, Mr. Joseph.
Listen, that is the attitude maybe you have with the contractors. Did you issue a commencement letter? Very simple question.
Yes, Mr. President.
When did you issue the commencement letter?
On 30th of September.
So all these contractors, you saying you issue commencement letter to, and none of them ain't got it. You sure you didn't issue commencement letter in the file?
No, Mr. President.
And not to the contractor?
Myself and Mr. Shafiq, they decided to visit and give it to the contractor.
Who is Shafiq? You went on the site? Can you verify a commencement letter was issued? You took the letter? You took the letter directly to them?
Yes.
Who you gave it to them?
Mr. Joseph Passat.
The same guy?
Yes. The guy is
No, can you sit down? Who asked you to stand? Hello? Where you believe you're in here? No, I'm talking. By we gone. By, what are you telling me, by?
Yes, he represented them.
It's the same family.
So you give. Well, that's not the case here. You're dealing with a separate contractor. Did you give this contractor that is standing the letter?
No, Mr. President.
So we are telling me. And Ron, based on the contract management, tell them what's supposed to happen when you deliver a letter. What is supposed to do? Who is receiving a letter? Huh? No, take the mic and tell your staff. Because when this project go to court or in litigation, all of this got to be in place. Tell them what's supposed to happen.
Commencement letter should be signed, or at least if that is not done, a photograph should be taken of the presence of you delivering the letter.
Exactly.
Or should be signed.
The photograph is even more substantive of you handing over the letter. But at minimum, you don't notice that it's supposed to sign on receiving the letter? PSs, y'all don't notice? No, let's PS stand. Y'all stand up, PSs. I want y'all answers so people can hear. Y'all don't notice? Yes. So why aren't the staff implementing it? Vladimir, why aren't your staff implementing it? Sit down. Next contractor, you. Yeah. Give him the mic.
Morning. My project was hold up because the construction of a bridge had to go where my project are constructed in iFlood. There is a road.
So is this the case or is the engineer? What's the name of your company?
My company?
Yeah.
Excel Construction and Maintenance.
Is this the case, engineer? All right, so if it's simple. If this is the case, why was he invited? He has other project?
No, again, Mr. President, the instruction received is that any project...
Yeah, but you're not listening. If the project time can't start, if he...
They commenced work and then the bridge guy came in.
Yeah, but you're the engineer. You have to exercise judgment. If you know the contractor had to stop because of a legitimate reason that we are justifying, then the contract time stops. Isn't that the case? Next. The guy at the back.
Good morning, Mr. Excellency. I haven't received a commencement letter because I was told MP Tab had some problem with the contract.
What's the name
Brick
of it?
and Mortar Constructions.
What?
Brick and Mortar Construction.
No, which project?
Oh, the bridge at Tushin, over Tushin.
No commencement letters yet. Is that the case? Yes? Who is the engineer here? Yes. I expect better from you, you know. You long in this work.
Yes, sir. So the reason why he didn't receive a commencement was because we never got back the bills from...
So why is he here?
Mr. President, let me just say that...
Get back the bills from where?
From MPTAB. So the contract was never really fully compiled. This is among some other issues, but a lot of the contractors here are here because we were told to bring everybody who's behind time. The projects that his project's supposed to be ending on the 5th of November along with a few other bridges.
Yeah, but if y'all not listening, if they don't have a commencement, how come this is where the problem is. Y'all accepting this nonsense for excuses. Next contractor.
Morning, Diamond Construction. We get a road in iFlood, but waiting by the contractor to complete the bridge too.
The what?
I get a road in iFlood for the waiting by the contractor to complete the bridge.
So this is the same problem?
60%.
Same problem again. Why y'all bring these people with the same problem? Next.
Good morning, Mr. President. Got a project in number 1, Conservancy Dam. The engineer told me that they're waiting on approval from Ministry of Agriculture in order to go ahead. That's the dam.
Who is this?
Coastal Construction.
Ron, where is this now? Give Ron the mic.
So, Mr. President, we have a road that is being built very close to conservancies, on the Conservancy Dam at number 1. So we have to do the survey.
Lionel, this is the road I talked to you about?
Chief, this is the one where the other houses by the thing.
That's the one when we visited?
The one we visited is ongoing.
Yes. So which one is this? You know about this, Lionel? So how you are engaging DNI?
Mr. President, we are now doing the surveys to forward it to NDI because on the toe of the Conservancy Dam.
How long now you waiting, why? How long? Tell me. In there, you live over there. 6-7 weeks, you know how those people suffering. And 6-7 weeks, you are waiting to make a decision like this? NDI not even informed up to now. By the way, I see Ministry of Agriculture on this list. Oh, where is the PS? So where is Ministry of Agriculture?
Sir, PS is just messaging me. Apparently, her mail came in on the 8th. It's in my junk mail. Because I've never received.
Give me the list. So how, what am I doing here too if you didn't even get a commencement yet? Ministry of Agriculture. Adamantium. Yeah, I think y'all escape, eh? No, the contractor. Adamantium. STP investment. This STP, you behind a lot of project, why? MP investment. Kedar Prasad. Huh? So why you stand up for MP investment? Huh? Who are you, the engineer? Are you representing both company? So you're putting bids to both company? What? So isn't that a conflict of interest? How you representing two master? So how do you decide which one is going to be lower than the other? This is interesting. Y'all see contractors for going on with y'all life? When y'all is asked how come y'all get beat out? This is interesting though. Like how you just decide which one of them will be lower than the other? You're brave though. I'll give you credit for that. Kedar Prasad. Deal. See that? NK Engineering Services. Faisal Ali. Orion Engineering. And not here. And Elalsa Construction. So then he's not supposed to be on the list. So we withdraw him from the list. Now, this is not your full list. Sophie, this is not your full list. This is not your full list of projects more than 4 months beyond. Is this your full list? Lionel? Well, you won't know. Ask your regional engineer. I can show you your full list, you know. This is not your, is this your full list from Region 3 of project beyond 4 months?
Beyond 4 months, yes. For now one, I know you're specific.
Yes.
For now one is October 12th. So we're extending up to October.
So it's not 4 months. You're sure? No. So they were extended. Once the extension is granted, the new project date is changed. You can't deal with that. All right, y'all sit. Now, let me explain something to. According to all the good books, it's 6:42. Let me give you all a little daily prayer. According to all the good books, you can never be successful if you don't condition your mind to be successful. And there are certain basic things necessary in conditioning your minds to be successful. I'm not going to go into faith and all of these things. But the first thing is positivity. What type of energy you demonstrate. From this very meeting, the approach of some of the contractors and engineers tell me that the right balance of energy is not existing for an effective project management environment. If you don't have the right structure, organization, the right attitude, you're starting negatively because you're not conditioning your mind. And let me tell you, conditioning your mind is important in preparing your companies for success. If you're late, your company can be late. I asked for this meeting at 5:30. I was down here at 5:22. Well, down here. I was up there at 3 a.m. this morning. At 4:30, I was speaking to Gaisuku. 4:30 a.m. this morning. Many people might say, you're the president, why you have to get, why? Because if you don't demonstrate the discipline and the commitment at the level of the ministry and the level of the contracting, you're not conditioning yourself for success. It makes no sense you waking up at 7 o'clock to start bringing down sand from the highway because you will lose productive time. You will gain far more bringing the sand when there is less traffic, you have less wear and tear in your vehicle, reduce the possibility of accident because there is less traffic, and increase your efficiency. But if you decide that 3 a.m. is the sweet hour to sleep, then you will not condition your mind and your company based on the existing environment for success. You have to establish a climate of confidence in the way you manage your projects and manage relationships. If you don't have a climate of confidence, then you will fail. Many people just find 50 reasons why they can't do something. So from the time you go on the site, you tell Ron, the site's soft, you ain't got a bridge, this man this, that man that. You start finding 100 excuses why you can't start the work. So that is not a climate of confidence. Because little do you know, when you believe that you're giving the ministry that excuse, you're giving your workers the excuse to give you later too. Because your workers can turn around and tell you, remember this? So if you start developing excuse for failure, those who are working under you would also give you excuse for their failure. I'm spending this time to let you understand this, because unless you change the attitude and the conditions and your approach to work, you will continue to be in the position you're in today. And if you have projects to be completed, finish them before you bid again. Because you'll find yourself not being able to bid because you'll be blacklisted. Because all of the projects here that are listed that are not completed before the end of the year will be terminated. All the projects that were supposed to be completed by the end of this year, and by the end of this year they're not completed, or they're more than 4 months in excess, once there is no justifiable extension, they'll be terminated. And the records will be sent to the tender board. Are we together? So you have to determine how you develop a climate of confidence and a climate of success in your businesses and your organization. And you have to establish deadlines. It is not only the duty of the project engineers and the ministry to manage your deadlines. You also have to manage your deadlines with your staff. Many of you come to the meetings with the ministry to know that your project is behind schedule as owners of the company. Owning a contracting company does not graduate you out of work and you believe that you're going to turn up with your vehicle and issue instruction. You have then a greater responsibility to ensure that the work is being done. And you can't go and disrupt your site at 9 o'clock in the morning to hold a site meeting. You have to go at 5:30 in the morning before the project starts, before your workers start, so you don't take up productive time. And have your site meetings and have your discussion with your workers. You have to make the sacrifices. You have to put that commitment in. That is the only way you will be successful. I am giving you these encouraging words now because after this is termination. You see, we have to face communities out there. And communities have expectation. We're coming to the end of this year's budget cycle. And the projects must be completed within the budget cycle. Otherwise, you're putting a burden on next year's budget. Everything has an implication. Your slothfulness and inability to complete your project has a fiscal implication, has a budgetary implication. So you have to demonstrate that positivity, create that climate of confidence, conditioning your minds and your employees' minds and your company for success, establishing deadlines, and working in the context of those deadlines yourself. I am not asking any of you to do anything that I'm not doing myself. I could have had this meeting at 8 in the morning or 9 in the morning. But I inconvenience myself and my cabinet members because I don't want to take away from your productive day by asking you to be here at 5:30. I didn't even tell you that there's a dress code. I didn't want that. Come with your pajamas. And yet people can't turn up. So, as insignificant as this may seem, earliness, promptness, being on time is the most important element for success. All the good books tell you that. Not only management tell you that. Earliness. From school you learn. What is the first thing you learn in school, man? The early bird what? If you don't build a culture of timeliness in your own company, don't expect the employees to build it. If you take weekends off to go and Palawe all over the place, party all over the place, don't expect your workers not to also take that leaf out of your book. If you leave your site and your workers see you on your site drinking in the rum shop, don't expect that they're not taking that leaf out of your book. If you turn up on the site with a cooler with your friends, and this is what happens. You and your friend turn up on the site with your cooler in your pickup truck. Y'all throw back at the back, bust the cooler, and y'all have cutters and drinks and enjoying life. And your workers watching that, you know. What discipline are you establishing among your workers? You have to lead. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. Enjoy your life to the maximum. But work hard so you can enjoy it to the maximum. Lead your workers and your team and your company by example. I don't need to do this for you guys, you know. I'm doing this because I don't want you to be I don't want you to fail. You think we want any of you to fail? I'm taking this time to talk to you because I want all of you to be successful. I want all my engineers to be successful. I want them to be the best engineers that there is. I want my project managers to be outstanding. My ministers to be outstanding. I want success for every Guyanese, all of you. But you have to want this success. You have to be committed to the success. You have to set continuously higher standard for yourselves. As the economy grows, as project grows, you will be held to higher standards. But you have to embrace those standards. At the government level, at the project management level, at the ministry level, at the contracting level, at the level of the companies, you have to set those standards yourself. If you don't set the standards yourself, then how are you going to create a winning culture in your companies? You have to go out there in the night if you're behind schedule and work. You know, when we used to do Building Expo in the earlier days, and even the ministers now, I will call my ministers and at 1, they're out there in the morning. You have to be there. It's a small society, a small economy. That's how it works in small economy. Small environment. You have to provide that leadership. The Minister of Education, she's not supposed to go and hold all these PTA meetings and community meetings. But it's a small society. They have to be connected to what the people are feeling on the ground. And you too have to be connected with your staff and the project. You have to put the time in. You have to put the effort in. And if you do this, you will see the results. You will enjoy the results. Because delays cost you. Delays cost you. Additional security, additional fuel. It is in your interest. Create an incentive mechanism for your staff to deliver the project on time. Because if they delay it, it will cost you more. But you can't do this if you're establishing an excuse mechanism for failure. No one who is successful in life ever have an excuse mechanism for failure. You have to learn to convert weaknesses to strength. If there is a strength in something, that's a given. If there is weakness, that requires management. That requires leadership. How am I going to convert a weakness in my system into strength? What effort is required? And that is what required more effort. Don't find an excuse for failure. Find a reason to suppress the excuse into success. But you have to do this yourself. You have to lead by example. So I'm not going to go further in this morning. We want you to be successful, but if you don't complete the projects, we'll have no other alternative but to look at termination, to apply liquidated damages, and blacklisting would follow. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Is there any questions anyone would like to ask? Is there any excuse anyone would like to offer? Is there any excuse anyone would like to offer? I want to hear y'all answer, you know. Is there any excuse? I just tell y'all attitude of confidence. There is a no. Is there any excuse anyone would like to offer? Well, then let's part ways.
Hi everyone, thanks for checking out the Bub Report's social media pages. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch our weekly live show, follow our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can catch repeat episodes on Wednesdays at 4 and 5 p.m. respectively on CRFM Radio and GBN TV in Grenada. We are also viewed on Sundays at 8 p.m. on WPG 10 throughout the Caribbean. Thanks for watching.